Hello and welcome to Clay to Canopy, the show where I attempt to make just about everything from the ground up. And welcome to the Don't Make the Dragon build series. Alright, this is 2023 Fall Vlog 5, and this is the vlog, y'all. This is the one. This has been a year and a half in the making. Yeah, this is the vlog where this dragon is finally going to get assembled onto the base. I don't think it's going to be completed in this vlog, but the base, the body will meet the base, and hopefully the head will as well. I got a little bit of fiddly things to take care of before I can get this body rigged up high enough to slide over onto that base, and then I've got to deal with sorting out how I'm going to get the head over there. I'm just going to get to it. I'm going to get to doing some things. Going to drink my coffee, got to glue in a couple bits and figure out what I can prop this thing on to slide it over. And then we're rolling. We're gonna, and I think we might actually be rolling, because I had an idea last night about propping on some Fernie dollies. But yeah, we'll see. Let's do this. All right, cut open these holes. Well, what's it look like? Look good? I can't see anything. Whew. I need a long break. I don't like that resting there. Oh, it is what it is. Whew. Oh. So there's a lot more room on this base than I thought. I cut that pattern bigger than expected. It's not that big of a deal though. I have to make a choice. I think I'm gonna trim this and then put the strips on this and then use that fixo that I have to fill from the inside. I bought 2 things of that fixo and I never came into use. It is epoxy, but it has a dispenser like caulking. So I think that's going to be the way to go. I should be able to, once I get this good and squared away from the outside, I can just pipe the line in between the gapping from the other side with the Thixo, and I should be good to go. I kind of don't want to have to put fiberglass on the inside after the Thixo, so I want to see how it goes. Right now, I am just going to take a break because that was insane getting this up here. And I do want to survey. I mean, it looks like tires seem okay. I mean, it wasn't heavy to the point where I couldn't lift it myself. Like I picked it up, which tells me it couldn't be more than maybe 200 pounds. My overhead presses, last time I left off was like around 150. If I was able to actually pick it up, I don't think it weighs that much. Knock on wood, open, right? I did put in some under supports. I also have not been crazy about the color on the base, so that may get painted out a different color. Future things. Let me regroup. Let me sort out what's next and go and take a small break and tidy up this yard a bit. All right. Break out the champagne, y'all. The head is on. I asked my neighbor to come. He brought his 2 sons over. We got the head into position. There is some gaps that do need to be filled. It's together, and I'm okay with that. I don't have it fully secured yet. I did put in some brackets just so that it wouldn't go anywhere. And I did cut this all back so that that's good to go. The next move is to go ahead and start applying the fiberglass strips to the outside. But I'm going to do the happy dance. It's been a year and a half and she's freaking together. Gotta get it through the finish line, sealing it, making it watertight, getting the glass in, all of that good stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this moment before I get back to work at sealing this off. I never put in the thing for the panels here. Knew I was sort of on a time crunch. Either I got this head on today because it's a Sunday, or I had to wait another week. I forgoed finishing out the horns on the fabric and putting in the divider for the panel that's gonna sit here because I really needed the help to get this head situated. We're looking at the inside of the neck and it didn't quite come together 100% the way I wanted. I do have this gap here. So I'm gonna make a piece that is gonna fit here, but I'm gonna pre-finish the one side of the piece that's gonna have this fabric the same way that the outside skin looks. So that way when I come inside to put it in, I can just kind of pop it here and whatever is seen on the outside will only be whatever the fabric is. So I'm just gonna measure up some pieces to get me where I need to go. Alright y'all, I am gonna give you a recap of where I left off. Down here on the bottom has been grinded down. It's pretty cold. It's like in the 50s in the evening and about 80 in the day, so the drop in temperature changes things, makes a lot of condensation. The top is dripping, which makes it really comfortable to like be in, but difficult to work in terms of having to wait for things to dry out. But anyhow, I have fiberglassed the braces in. I did buy black paint. I'm gonna go over this in the end, in the bottom base with black. The bottom ridge is fully secured all around, and I have grind down all of the raw parts, so I need to come in and put a black coating. I started putting some here just because when I was doing the pieces for the neck, I had a little bit of extra in the pot, and I just kind of came in and just stuck it where I could. I do need to finish with the black. I don't want to go that way because look at Cookie Man, Shooky Man is under there, and I don't want to disturb him, so let's go this way. I need to get that black all around here and finish up by the frame. I need to get the mesh onto this so that I can start gluing in the rubber for these frames. What I did inside was, you can see it here, on the opposite side I plugged in with some Thixo, and the first time I use a Thixo, it comes in a caulking gun. The caulking gun I had was a nightmare, so I had to go buy a decent caulking gun, which you'll get to see in action when it comes to me caulking in the rubber. But the Thixo is a 2-part epoxy. It just mixes up in the dispenser and it pipes on like caulking, but it hardens like the resin, and I absolutely love it, but it's ridiculously expensive. It took 2 containers just to go around the edge. There's my, we christened her. It took 2 containers of the Thixo to go all around 2 tubes, the entire perimeter, just to give it a good seal. And it's like 30 bucks per. And I'm glad I saved it for this point because it was absolutely necessary to get a good seal on the bottom. I think I used it at the right moment, but I can't afford it enough to like keep using it for gap filling, even though it was a wonder for that. Let's get on in here. The other thing I did was I came in after the Thixo and I put in a layer of tape all around the edge, all around all of the bits, so that I have a good seal. I finished up the where the neck connects. These are those 2 panels that I was working on that have the holy fabric on the other side. It still was a bit gappy. Unfortunately, I had to plug in some paste on the other side, but it's under the neck, so hopefully no one will see it. Except all of you watching this, now you know where it is, and if you ever see this thing in person, you can come and hunt where my my little mistakes parts for. It is what it is. It's gonna stay that way because there's no other way to get in there. It's all gonna get sanded a bit, and I have marked out all of these where the panels go, but I was not moving as fast yesterday, so I did not get to the fabric ironing, which I was hoping to do. The next move is to get at least the panels of fabric that are missing closest to this frame here and here on this side, and then over on this side, so that I can deal with treating this, because once that's resolved, I can go ahead and put the rubber in, pop the windows in, and we should be watertight, beyond me having to go buy plugs for the vent holes. So, but they are sink plug size, so I think I'm gonna go hit up a Daiso and see if I can find some sink plugs cheap. I do have the silver rings that need to go on this side, so the other side will get another vent plug. And this stuff, this has got to get cleaned up. We're coming into the home stretch, but let's take a sweep. It's a pretty big space, you know. Bit of a sweep. I have just the bottom edge where the fabric was going to go in there is way too tight to do anything, and it's too late. I should have put fabric in it when I had the chance, but I really don't think that that's going to be a possibility now. I'm just going to paint it. I'm going to paint it with the same black that I'm painting the under thing full with, just up and in those 2 cavity holes. And then I think probably the one on the left is where a power station is going to get stored. It just seems convenient to plug the power station there, and then the cords from the fog machine can just kind of run out the corner there and tuck under. So this is where it's at. Today I'm kind of hurting. I'm in a bit of pain. My back is killing me from doing all of this work, from moving stuff. I want to take it easy this weekend, but I also need to make sure that I keep on schedule to get this resolved so that we can get watertight before any more rain comes, because it has been raining, but it hasn't been like a good heavy pour yet. Knock on wood that I have at least the next 2 weeks to situate things. For today, I want to get the black on around the edge. If it dries in time, I will put in the mica, rest my body a bit because it's Saturday and I had a full week of school, and then tomorrow maybe come out here, sand this down, get the other stuff on. We shall see. Just taking you around the neck connection, the back side. You can see this all got done, but it was pretty tricky to get up and in there. I missed a spot. I really should have put the holy fabric, but I didn't, thinking I have access And then once this came together, it's really tricky getting in there. But it's also really high up, and I don't think anybody's gonna see over there. Out here at least is accessible, so I can deal with that where it need be. And then in here, these are my mistakes. I'm showing you the mistakes. This is all gonna get washed down, but there are gonna be bits of black that are visible. Unfortunately, if you're looking through where I had these holes, I had a hole to patch there and a hole back there, and there's one in there. But you gotta like be really investigating and looking for it. It's dusty right now because I had to sand. Alright y'all, I have been having some issues with this neck. I had a major leak problem happening. Fortunately, the fix I did seems to have dried it out. I had to come in with a grinder and grind the hell out of this thing yesterday and then make up some new patch. I just took epoxy resin mix, added in the silica this time, and black dye. So I mixed all of that up and got it up and in here. That seems to have done the trick. It's a nice hard paste. I also had to do this on the outside. I need to get this resolved, and I want to deal with any of the sanding that needs to happen inside this space before the glass goes on. It has been my pain in the neck, ironically enough, because it is the neck of the dragon. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand this out, and then I need to get a good fresh tape on because most of the tape got ground away. This was supposed to sit flat and I was not supposed to have this problem, but you know, best laid plans. This is the way it lined up. It's what had to be done. So now we're just gonna fix it and move the heck on. So I'm gonna make a template so that I can cut this panel. So here's the panel. I just got it kind of frozen in place. I ended up having to chop it up the way that I did it all the other pieces. Not surprising, it's just the way that these pieces kind of went into place. I tuck taped it in place just so that I could get it squared away to where I needed it to be. The next move for this panel is to rip off this tuck tape, go ahead and fiber both sides, get it good and ready the same way I would any other part, and put in somewhere to attach these panels. It's probably going to be like maybe a spot up here, a spot up there. I don't want to put anything down there because I need to cut in a hole for the wires to poke through. Maybe like right here in the middle. That might be good enough. 1, 2, 3. Anyhow, that is a problem for another day. There's not too much left, but it's all this little finicky stuff that's got to get done. The crows are summoning me. I am being summoned by the gatekeepers of the underworld. Yeah. Alright y'all, I am going to call this vlog here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Stick around to watch Evangaline all come together. And remember, don't wake the dragon.